Go ahead.
I got invited to the Script Founders group, and I heard about it, and I was intrigued. And then you're like, Augusto, do you want to be part of the next one? I'm like, that sounds really sweet. Everything that you've invited me to has been good. So I'm like, I've learned to say yes to Ryan, yes to the universe. And so I'd like to know why you started it.
Okay, all right, I like this. One of our very close friends, Lou Radja, and I had like a little half-day seminar, and I was struggling after handing the baton at thesis to my business partner and now CEO, Keely York, of what was next. And I love being around entrepreneurs, and I just thought, like, man, what if we had a focus for underrepresented entrepreneurs around building wealth, and bring in like experts every month to talk about like how to optimize taxes, or like estate planning, or getting passive income from real estate, all that stuff. So it's been unbelievably rewarding for me as a facilitator. But I love that you're interviewing me.
Yeah.
I'm like reversing the roles, reversing the roles. But yeah, we've been friends for a decade, and you've got this new thing that started Nossa Familia
22 years ago.
22 years ago, crazy. And you can show your little
Nossa Familia Coffee.
Excellent coffee.
Which just means our family in Portuguese. It's a simple name in Portuguese, but it means a lot because it's my family that grows the coffee in Brazil, and it's been an honor to tell the family farming story and share it with Portuguese, Oregonians, and people on the United States that order coffee and wine.
And so this new thing, and we want to hear about the origin story of it, because you're launching it like literally in the next few days.
Yeah.
It's you played tennis at University of Portland, that kind of like anchored you into Portland. But tell us about this new thing that is a branch out of Nossa Familia.
Yeah, so the brand's going to be called Love All Coffee. So a tennis match, if you don't know, it starts at 0-0, and 0-0 in tennis is love all. So I just love the double entendre of the name. Within Nossa Familia, we have this coffee, Full Cycle, that also has a double meaning. It's the full cycle of coffee from my family's farm to Portland. And one of the things you and I do together that I love is cycling. And so with Full Cycle, it's also a fundraising coffee. So what I love best about this coffee and Love All is I get to tie business with something that I love, and with play. And with impact. So Full Cycle, 50 cents per bag, goes to cycling organizations, nonprofits that are making the world a better place through cycling. And we've raised more than $100,000 with this, just in cash, plus like the in-kind donations.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of cash. And so we aim to do the same thing with Love All Coffee. It's going to be entirely tennis focused. Tennis is what got me to the States. I was a kid in Brazil playing tennis in high school, and I wanted to continue that on. And so I wrote 120 letters and sent it to 120 different universities in the US. And so when people ask me, how did you come to Portland? I'm like, it was a little bit of entrepreneur spirit as a teenager, and fate, out of 120 places. So that's that's why I got here. And after 20 years of Nossa Familia, I thought it was time to do a nod to tennis. I became an assistant tennis coach for my son's high school tennis program. And I just started falling back in love with the sport after taking a little bit of a hiatus, about 15-year hiatus from college. And so it just felt like the right time. We have all the infrastructure at Nossa Familia. And so I want to leverage that infrastructure and the know-how, the sourcing, all the equipment to something new that's, again, it's going to be a brand that involves play and involves impact.
But there's a difference, though. So this is a sub-brand, Full Cycle, within Nossa Familia versus Love All is its own company.
It's going to be its own company,
So,
so Full Cycle is one of the blends, one of the roasts we offer. And so Love All is going to be a completely new brand and entirely tennis themed. So it's going to be a smaller market, but it's going to be entirely niche. So,
and what are some of the names that that you may come out with product names?
Yeah, so the idea, because it's going to be so niche, it's going to be like the decaf is going to be the drop shot decaf. The drop shot in tennis is a shot that requires a lot of finesse, no power. It's all about timing, and so that's the drop shot decaf. Our medium roast is going to be the sweet spot medium roast. Sweet spot is when you hit the ball in the sweet spot, and it feels like the racket's just an extension of your arm. It's like you're not even holding something. It's an extension of your arm. It's just a really sweet feeling. And then we're gonna have, you know, the break point, like darker roast. So everything's gonna be tennis themed. We're already talking to one of the best nonprofits focused in tennis in Portland called the Portland Tennis and Education. They use tennis to help kids that are underprivileged to get into sport, and it's they do so much good work in the community up in North Portland. So the idea is that Love All will have a donation component, a give back component that will go to nonprofits that are making the world a better place for tennis.
And you're literally, as you're launching, you've got a customer of a whole league in Atlanta all ready to go.
Yeah, so we're actually on a sprint right now because we just finalized the logo. We're still working on packaging design. So right now, to send coffee to this league for their espresso bar concessions area, we just printed the label with the new logo, but we're still doing the bag design to get ready for the full launch. So right now, all we're gonna have is a landing page with a pretty sweet offer for tennis players, like an enter to win, and then over the next 2 months we'll continue developing the website. Then we have to order the packaging, and so the full launch is September, October that we're going to be selling. But in the meantime, we're going to be connecting with more investors and more brand enthusiasts, community groups, tournaments to figure out who we're going to sponsor. Yeah. I'm looking to go to the U.S. Open to check that out. But the dream is to really think bigger and bolder. So with Nossa Familia, I started with $400, and my business partner, we each put $400 in. And we feel like now with the know-how and the reputation we've built, we can attract investors. It's super exciting. I'm on a text thread with like 3 former top 25 players in the world who might come in as investors, because now we have the brand and the reputation and the infrastructure.
Yeah, one of the things that I think, like, my audience in Portland, it's important for people to know this is, like, you are an example of this, like, virtuous cycle of give back to the communities baked into your business model. And you know, for Nossa Familia, you sponsored We Believe in Portland. Like, you talked about the chef cycle stuff, and we're about to you talked about the full cycle stuff. We're about in 2 days, we're gonna ride 100 miles a day for 2 days in a row to raise a bunch of money for Chef Cycle, which is No Kid Hungry. Was it your parents, or how did that notion of always giving back kind of come in? Yeah.
I think it came more during my college years. So being at the University of Portland, the tagline for UP was teaching faith and service. And it was the first time really that I was exposed to volunteering, and it was just a really good community. And then when we were starting the company, my wife she graduated a year before I did, and she volunteered. She did AmeriCorps, volunteering for a birth center, the border of Mexico and Texas. So right when we were starting Nossa Familia, they were doing a fundraiser for the Holy Family birth center. And so like, well, let's do a fundraiser with the coffee. And then I'm like, well, what if every bag of coffee was a fundraiser? So every bag we've sold, we set money aside, some of the proceeds, and it goes to organizations that are making the world a better place. That's our
shout out to University of Portland for getting those values into you. That's awesome. Any closing thoughts on, like, script founders and just like, and Portland, just and kind of, you know, it's fun to see you've been doing this for 22 years, but like I see like all this new energy from starting a whole new company. Yeah.
So man, there's like 3 questions there.
Yeah, just whatever you want to take in there.
So like Portland, huge amount of gratitude for Portland. Like Portland embraced us, I think in 2004 and 5 and 6 when we were like at the very early days. Portlanders really care to know where their product comes from. They want to support like an authentic story. So I feel like we were really embraced by Portlanders. There's loads of coffee companies, and so it's very competitive, but I think we found a really good niche within Portland. So gratitude for Portland and Portlanders. It's been a really great city to birth Nossa Familia. And then Script founders, it's been such a good, diverse group of people. So from the mentor to all the people that are in it, just the diversity in the types of businesses that are in, to the people's backgrounds. So it's probably one of the most diverse groups that I'm in, and so I've really appreciated that. And there's some deep sharing and connection there.
Yeah.
So that's been great. And then launching something new, yeah. After 22 years, there's a few things like we need to keep certain things fresh. And then we've had a rough time, COVID, and then some rough times in Portland as well. And so Love All definitely is giving me a lot of fresh energy. One of the core values for Nossa Familia that I know you appreciate is ABMF, which stands for Always Be Making Friends. And so I've been ABMFing a lot, like with Love All, like reconnecting with the tennis community, meeting people nationally in the tennis scene as well. So it's been really rewarding.
That's the call to action, and we may mic drop end on this, is everyone out there, ABMF your life.
Let's go.
All right. Always be making friends.
Yep.
Right? I like that.
Yeah. Don't make anything bad out of that.
Cheers, man. Yeah.
Check this out, folks. Super exciting. Love All is born. Here's the first bags ever produced. Heading over to the Intense League. Let's go.